UFO incidents are on the rise today. What is the secret behind the frequency of their appearances? And you'll notice that we have them not only very low towards our buildings, but we even have them near the sun. We even have UFOs and laser beams on the background of exploding volcanoes. The image you'll see here, the Sakurajima volcano in Japan, image taken January 18, 2021. What is going on with all these UFOs? Space is filled with life, and besides us, there's maybe a lot of civilizations that are at higher level of development, but our planet is inhabited by such worthless, irresponsible people. It seems that even now we continue to fight with each other, build some kind of political combinations, and promote ideas of some small group of people who are not set up to save our humanity. As humanity moves towards collapse, UFO cases will become more frequent, it appears. And this is why this may happen. In July 2023, hearings were held in the US Congress where the military officially admitted under oath that they had witnessed UFOs and how they were forced to keep it silent. They had to keep silent about it, cover it up, in other words. And perhaps soon we'll be presented with the remains of a UFO and even another biological life form, so that when we understand what they are. And here many are asking the questions. Why are they showing us all of this now? There's a theory that perhaps someone wants to stage an alien attack on us and thus create a unified government, but actually this is not the case. There are far more stupid people in government, and they observing the progression of unidentified flying objects, UFOs, which today is more and more recorded around the world with the use of our cell phones, came to the conclusion that this should be talked about openly. And if earlier it was possible to deceive us and manipulate our opinion, and even if we encountered and saw a UFO, it was possible to say that this is some kind of a physical phenomenon, or Venus, or hot air balloon or something, and we mistakenly took it for some kind of a man-made apparatus of alien origin, that is, and it was possible to refer to our imagination. And then today, when everyone has fixing devices in their hands, every minute, and a lot of people have photos and videos in their hands, it's natural that there is a lot of information about UFOs, which are no longer so easy to declare as natural phenomena. Unfortunately, today there are a lot of facts involved in observing unidentified flying objects, and the more rapid the destruction of our planet occurs, the more we'll observe UFOs, even in the range that we can see. Many do not know that we see only a very small spectrum of frequency of light, and even our equipment allows us to detect visible objects in a very small range, and life is much wider. Imagine that there are billions of planets like ours in our galaxy alone, and billions of those on which there is life. Someone is the same as us, someone is more backward, but there's also a huge mass of those who were smart enough to unite and not let their planet die, and they did not want to die with their homeland, but save their lives and future of their creation, and therefore completely different technologies have been revealed for them. And this is natural because even today we have the means on our planet that are not used for the benefit of humanity. Now just imagine what will happen in 10 years if we work not to harm each other, but to improve our lives and make it safe. And today there will be more and more such aircraft from representatives of different levels of civilization, and this is a natural process. After all, they are those who were able to go through a similar situation on their planets, but found the strength in themselves to resist the darkness and reach out to each other. And now it is interesting for them to observe what their fate would have been if they had not taken this step. A simple analogy can be made. Imagine that you have a home and farm, and you put in even more water and food that they need. But you see that the ants start fighting each other for this. They do not go for food and water, which is in abundance, but begin to divide, fight, kill, and even have commanders who weave intrigues, divide, and rule. For aliens, as we are the same ants, to them, And instead of living and appreciating the most important and most valuable thing that we have, that is love and respect for each other, we continue to sow discord, hatred, and the closer we get to the inevitable, the more UFOs will appear openly, and their variety is huge. It's natural that at first level of development among civilizations that have only overcome this force dividing us today, which prevents us from uniting when they just begin to learn alternative physics in order to create such aircraft. The first of them could be subjected to certain accidents, but even at the second level of development, this is already becoming unrealistic, but we practically do not see higher civilizations. All that we notice is civilization that are not far from us, which have curiosity and inquisitiveness. And therefore, before we leave this planet as beings unworthy of life, not deserving the right, we will at least admire how we could have lived. It's much better to become worthy among the worthy than to be at a high level of development, than to simply senseless a choice and to depart this world. Some people may have doubts, but if you have the opportunity to look through sufficiently powerful telescopes, for example, at the moon, and then watch carefully, you'll find definitely, and you'll be able to see anomalous objects that are controlled and move freely. Or if you watch the sun, you can see objects much larger than our own planet. We're told this is impossible because our consciousness does not even perceive that there can be artificially created man-made devices larger than our planet. Our limitations and the scarcity of our thinking can deprive us of such opportunities, and they already have these opportunities now, and only because at one time, in the same time as we live now, they were able to make the right choice and stop being afraid. They plucked up the courage to speak the truth and stretched out their hands to each other so that they could become human, and that each of them could become human. See how simple it is. Everything depends on each of us. So if you want to separate, laugh at each other, satisfy our own baseness and trying to rise at the expense of criticizing or insulting someone, then are we people? We're just laughing ants walking towards the inevitable. And only the desire for life and the desire to become a man can save humanity in the near future. Today, we're faced with a choice of what fate we will accept, and if we make the wrong decision, then we can repeat the fate of Mars and Phaethon. And we are the last planet in our solar system where life can still exist, and this is worth thinking about. This is on Solask. Please leave your comments. Thank you for your support. Please support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.